Hello everybody, Crafty here, and I am bringing you today a review of Spellweaver. Now, Spellweaver is a sort of Hearthstone, Magic Duels, Infinity Wars, along that type of online digital card game. It is in open beta now, and I really do suggest you try it. It is free, so there really is no way to try it. I will leave a link in the description below where to get it. And let's begin. Now, with the usual online digital card game, you have a lot of pretty much the same standard, I guess if you really want to call it that, card interactions. You have cards with power and toughness and all that, but there's one addition to Spellweaver that I think is really, really wonderful, and I'm going to get into that in just a moment, and that's speed. Now, it's more along the lines of a Hearthstone game because you can attack creatures directly, but in this game it has factions. As you can see above, I have a little rotating of the 6 factions, and just for sake, I'm going to cheat here. There's Order, Nature, Wisdom, Corruption, Rage, and Dominion. Now they are, if you want to go by your standard magic colors, you have Order, which is white, you have Nature, which is green, Wisdom, which is blue, Rage, which is red, and Corruption and Dominion are kind of a mixture of black. Dominion is purple in color, and it is more vampire sort of vampire deal, and your Corruption is more your zombie deal. So they kind of like split black in half and split it, which is kind of cool because I'm more of a blackish player. So I really have a lot of fun with Corruption and Dominion themselves. But it's been noted before in my review videos that I don't show actual gameplay, so I actually will, so I can explain things a lot easier. But again, this is a free-to-play game. There are quests that you can do. When you play the game, you go through a tutorial, and then you get to unlock one starter deck. Now you get to choose between the 6, so you aren't pushed into a certain direction. But when you do that, you actually unlock the ability to do quests. Now, quests are some simple things such as this one, gain 60 fame, you can win 2 quick battles, do PvE events, which I've tried. It's more like, it's like a challenge. It's like a duels challenge, like in Magic 2015, those type of games. They're really difficult, well, for me, because I'm bad. But in this game, you actually have heroes. So when you start the game, it's not just you. You have a hero. Your hero has 25 life, and as you can see here, I mean, it would help if I would pull one up. This is Darius. This is the Wisdom hero. They all have multiple heroes, so you're not shoehorned into a particular hero. They start with ability, much like Hearthstone. This one costs 1 level of Wisdom. I'll also get into that. It costs you 3 mana, again, like Hearthstone. And when you use it, it takes 2 turns for it to refresh. And it is draw a card. Very simple. You can only have 1 hero per. Yeah, 1 hero per, but there are. Let's just show you the ones I have. Heroes. These are some of the heroes that I have. This one's for nature, green, obviously. This is red. I don't know if he's one of the newer ones, but I just unlocked him pretty much the other day. Deals 2 damage to each of 2 enemy creatures at the front line. They deal their damage equal to their attack. That kind of puts me off trying to use him. I'm sure he's very useful in certain situations, but it's very scary. Because once you lose 25 life, you're done. It's game over. This is the Dominion. And this is your Corruption. Now, let's look at some cards themselves. Now, we'll see here. Okay, this is a good example. This card up here, Oh good, I'm capturing my mouse. That's wonderful. That helps. This card costs 1 mana. So at the beginning of the game, you start with 1 mana. And this card you can pretty much play right away. This costs 1 level in order. It has 1 attack, as noted by the sword, and 1 health. So, cards refresh their health afterwards, after every turn, which is a magic thing, a lot like Magic. It's not like Hearthstone. I think Hearthstone... I don't play Hearthstone. Okay, I've seen... Let's not get into that. What type it is, if it's a creature, artifact, all that, and what its descriptor is. Like certain cards will boost soldiers, this is where it will be. Some cards are spells, which means they can just be played on your turn. Some cards are instant spells, which can be played on any turn, like this one, instant spell. This shows you how many of a card you have. Anything over 4 is pretty much useless. Well, no, I don't want to say useless, but you can break them down into shrines. Now, shrines are sort of the land of Spellweaver. What you can do is when you play a shrine, you can either sack it for... Well, you have to sack it, but you can either gain a level in that shrine's order, in that shrine's level. So if you would ditch this, you would get a level in order, or you can ditch the shrine and get a mana crystal and +1 card. So you would draw an extra card. Pretty cool that you can do either or. Also, primary cards. Primary cards you can have any number of in your deck. Every other card is limited to 4 copies. Oh, the one thing I didn't explain. The one thing that actually makes Spellweaver is speed. The speed of cards. Now you have the speed right here. You have, this card has a 3 speed. There is a max of 4 speed on cards, I believe. I've never seen a card with 4 and then buffed, so don't hold me on that. I'm not even sure it goes above 4. But the faster a card is, if you go to attack another card, the speed of the card you're attacking with has to meet or beat the card that you are attacking. So if I was attacking with a level 1 speed creature, I could not attack this creature directly because this creature is faster. And in the same respect, if I'm attacking with this creature with a 3 speed, creatures of a speed lower than this creature cannot block it. So you can see where the interesting mechanics come in of speed. One more thing I have to touch on, and this is a very good example, is crafting. Now you unlock crafting later on in the game as you level up. You gain fame, you level up, you can get rewards, new decks, new cards, coins, which unlock booster packs. But I have 5 of this Elite Vanguard here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to crafting, and what I can do, any extra copies that I have, I can unbind. If I unbind a card, it turns it into shrines. Now as you see, I have 7 order shrines here. If I unbind this, you can also do all excess copies, which is easy. It's real quick and simple. So I unbind it. Boom. I get 2 order shrines. With those order shrines, what I can do is, say I wanted this card right here. Why am I pointing? Say I want this card right here. I only have 1 copy of it. So what I would do is I would click on it, go to crafting, and if I had 10 order shrines in abundance, I think you have to have at least minimum 22. So if I had 32, I could spend 10 of them and get a copy of this card. So any card in the game, as you can see here, all cards, I don't have a copy of this card. It is grayed out. So if I click on it, hit crafting, boom, I can craft it. It's that simple to gain cards. And if you really wanted to, you could click on the actual shrine that you wanted to produce copies for, hit crafting, and you can actually convert other shrines into this on a 2-for-1 basis, which is pretty cool. So 2 raid shrines would get me an order shrine if I really wanted to. I have 54 raid shrines, dominion shrines, corruption shrines, nature shrines, and wisdom shrines. Now, when you get a new deck, obviously you get a certain minimum of shrines to allow you to, play the deck. So, as you can see, I do not have order and I do not have nature starting decks yet. So, with that said, let's do a quick battle with the deck that I have currently, my Corruption Wisdom deck. So, when you play this, you can play a friendly game against another player. No penalties or whatever. If you win, you get 60 gold. If you lose, you get 30. It's nice. If you play a ranked game, you get 80 gold, but you get 80 gold if you win. You lose, you get 20. And your rating is based off of, wins and so forth and whatnot. But you can also just straight up play against an AI. Now, before I forget, what I want to mention is this game also has drafting, which is honestly an entirely favorite feature of mine, and pretty much the only thing I play in actual, pen and paper Magic. So, what you do is, if you have tickets, which you can get by leveling up, if you have tickets, you can spend a ticket, you can start the trial, it'll tell you how many participants are in the game. Something I will be touching on later on in the review is the fact that there's not a whole lot of people playing this, so that's one of the downsides to Spellweaver. So hopefully I can generate some fun. It's free. It's free, guys. Try it. It's fun. But if you win, you get gold, you get booster packs, and sort of fun stuff like that. You pick a hero and 2 aspects you'll be playing, so your 2 colors. Then you pick 30 more cards from a set of 3, so, it's drafting. And the shrines are automatically added to your deck, so it's really cool. And the prizes depend on the number of wins you get before you get 3 losses, so it's not unlike Destiny's Trials, but that's a whole other game and forget about it. So, quick battle. Let's do a battle against AI. So, this is a game. Okay, so you draw 7 cards. You can have 60 cards in your deck. I believe you can go beyond that, but it's like Magic. Like, why don't go above 60? Really, don't. You are on a timer, and your timer runs out very quick. I've lost a number of matches because I've run out of time, just because you start to get rolling, you start to get thinking, because with the added measure of speed, you have to think a lot more with how you attack your opponent and how you deal with blocking. Now, I have Wisdom Shrines and I have Corruption Shrines. There are also Special Shrines. Again, you can only have 4 copies of it because it is not primary. You can either gain a level in it or get +1 mana crystal and the skill. So basically it adds a skill to your current hero down here. Stop pointing. Seriously, dude? There are multiple win conditions. If you reduce your opponent to 0 health, or you raise your own health, I believe it's to 40. I know they changed it recently, but I think it's 40. If you raise your health up to 40, you win. Or you can deck your opponent if your opponent has no more cards in their library. So there are multiple win conditions, so you can set up your deck any certain way. So it's not like you can sit on 100 health in a Magic game and just, piss your opponent off. So this hand is mostly keepable. I'm just going to play it, honestly. So he sacrificed a Rage Shrine to add a level of Rage, as you can see right there. Now me, since I have more heavy cards here, this costs me 1 corruption level. This costs me 1 corruption level and 1 of any level. So I can have a wisdom, I can have 1 corruption, 1 wisdom, I can have 2 corruption, so long as I have 2 levels, and 1 of them has to be corruption. This will cost me 2 mana crystals for the turn, and the 2 levels, and enemy hero discards 2 cards. This is actually one of my favorite spells in the game. So when I click on a shrine, I can do one of 2 things. This is grayed out because I obviously need the wisdom level. Boom, gets discarded, I get a level. That's that. Now this is grayed out because I don't have 3 mana crystals, but I do have the level required to play it. Now there's one other neat feature in this. This is kind of like the ring in Hearthstone if you play. You sacrifice that, you get +1 extra mana crystal this turn. And, the Divine Offering. I'm not too keen on this feature. Actually, okay. It has its uses. So what you do is you click this, you can exchange a card in your hand for the top 4 cards of your deck. If one of them is a shrine, you can take that shrine and put it into your hand. So later on in the game, when you're like starved for shrines, if you need mana or anything like that, Divine Offering is actually a really cool way. And also if you have a really crappy starting hand, but it's good enough to keep, you can always pitch cards for shrines like this. So let's show an example of how this works. Pitch it. Okay, I actually have 2 shrines that I can pick from. So since I don't have any extra wisdom shrines and I need 2, I'm pointing again, I need at least 2 levels of wisdom to play this card, I'm going to grab the wisdom shrine. Puts it in your hand, shows you you've done it, and you just end your turn. So he played his creature, it's a 2/2 with 2 speed. And pass, okay. So New Horizons is actually a very favorite card of mine. So what I'm going to do is, because it costs 2, I'm going to click, I have an extra Corruption Shrine, so I'm going to click on it and gain a mana and a card. So I draw a card. New Horizons allows me to search a deck for a shrine card, gain a level in that card's aspect, and then put it in the graveyard. So I'm going to grab a Corruption Shrine, and in 1 turn, I gained a level and a mana crystal. So what I'm going to do here... good example. Thank you. Now I can activate abilities and such like that. He's attacking me directly. I can't really do anything. He's going to pop me for 2. And then it passes to my turn. It gives you a little bit of... it gives you 5 seconds to stop the timer and play cards if you really wanted to. Now thankfully this card popped up. Certain cards have energy. Like I said, certain cards have energy, and when they come into the field, they have a certain amount of energy, or you can give them certain amount of energy. Like this, when an enemy creature dies, this card gains 1 energy. As long as this is attacking hero, it has +1 attack for each point of its energy. So that's another thing you have to pay attention to. Some cards have energy. So what I'm going to do is, creature gets -2 attack, -2 HP until end of turn. Now here's where that thinking aspect comes in. This can be a dangerous threat later on, but if I destroy this right away, it's going to get an energy, which means it's going to get an extra attack when it attacks me. So I'm actually going to get rid of that card right now. I'm going to... See, I need 2 corruption for this card. Ugh, that's a great card too. I love it. I'm trying to get to a point where I can get a creature out. Let's do mana. There we go. Good example. Both cards are 2 speed. So if he were to attack, I can block it. And he can also directly attack it. So, what I can do here is I can lose this card, because he's going to kill it with a 2/2. But if I sacrifice this, I can make another creature gain -1 attack, -1 HP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. Just click on it, activate its ability, click on another creature, and it only has 1 health. It dies. So I don't take any damage, but I do lose my creature. Another great card, Library Guards. When it enters the field, draw a card. Very simple. It's a 2/3 and has 3 speed. Again, very good card. So, now if I were to attack with this card, his creatures at this current point in time cannot block it because they do not have the speed that this creature does. In return, if he were to attack, I can block both of his creatures. Not at the same time, but you know what I mean. you've played enough of these games to understand. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the example. +1 mana, gain 1 skill. So boom, there it is. There's a lock on it because I don't have the required level to play it yet. So now I have 2 things I can do as a skill. So that's pretty much Spellweaver right there. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I really like this game. I love the added speed feature of the game, and I think it adds a whole hell of a lot to it. Now, I know I've been talking a lot, so I'm down to like 12 minutes of time, but usually you want to fire off your turns a little bit quicker than I do, especially with this kind of deck. This kind of deck's more of a stall. I kill your creatures, and then I come in with big beat sticks at the end. And even if you do manage to resign, you actually do get a tiny bit of gold. They changed that. Okay, never mind. You could actually resign and get like 10 gold or something like that. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. But as you can see right here, I'm level 6. It'll take 250... There we go. 250 fame to level me up. And you can also check the fame rewards. So at level 7, I will gain 1,200 gold. Really cool. And at level 8, I unlock trials, and I get 2 tickets. I already have trials unlocked. Don't worry about it. But normally you unlock trials at level 8. I believe you unlock crafting at level 12. But by then, it will be worth it because you'll have a ton of cards that you can pitch. So I believe that's it. Standard marketplace stuff. You can buy gold, spend your gold on packs. Crystals is you buy them directly with money. You can't earn crystals, I believe. These 12-pack boxes are really nice because you get 12 boosters at a discounted price. You can actually, what I think is cool, is you can go good pack or evil pack. So instead of having, 6 different aspects that you can get cards in, the evil pack allows you to only get cards from Rage, Dominion, and Corruption. But you still get the normal 10. And same thing for the good, you get Order, Nature, and Wisdom. And there's rarities. You have your standard common, uncommon, rare, and then you have epic, and you have legendary. No, you don't have legendary. Legendary is a board state, just like Magic. You can only have 1 copy of a legendary card there at a time. Never mind. Epic is blue in... Epic is blue. Come on, heroes. Thank you. Up there. Shows you that it's blue. That's an epic card. Epic cards give you pretty good amount of shrines, and you only really need 1 hero, so if you do unlock an extra hero, that's 30 shrines right there. As you can see, it costs a lot of shrines to make epic cards, because they generally are very worth it. These are all the heroes that they have currently. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but as you can see, Nepharos here has an upgrade. I believe all the originals have upgrades, like Darius, Stormborn, he's an upgrade, she's an upgrade to that. So, Spellweaver, it's free. Go to the link description below to play it, download it. Tell them that I sent you, CraftyCritter sent you. It helps me to some extent. In this game, I am CraftyCritter, no E, because they have character limits. I believe it's 10 character limits. So that's it. Try it. I love it. I love it. I love Magic Duels, Infinity Wars. I loved the ability to attack creatures directly is fun. The quests, there's multiple things there. Win 2 games, friendly or ranked. When you unlock the other pre-constructed decks, you unlock more. You can unlock them directly if you really want to. This review has gone on for 25 minutes, and my reviews tend to be very lengthy, and I apologize for that, but my name is Crafty. I thank you so much for watching this video, and I do hope you do pick up Spellweaver. Again, it's free. The biggest issue I have with this game is the lack of players. I will play a friendly game or I will play a ranked game, and the only people really playing it right now are the people that have been playing it for months since the closed beta, and they will destroy you, and it is not fun. So I have tended to not play ranked or anything like that, but that's where Trials comes in, and I have yet to play it, but I will. I will stream it. But I like drafting a lot, and it makes everybody an even playing field. So again, that's besides the point. My name's Crafty. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you give Spellweaver a try. Just click on the link in the description below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, bye-bye, and game on.